Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on Nikke Goddess of Victory. Now in today's video what I'm going to be doing is ranking and rating every single burst 1 character in the entire, well, every single SSR burst 1 character in the entire game. Now this is the first part of this series because I will be doing the same video for burst 2 characters and burst 3 characters later on. But today's video is just focusing on burst 1 characters. There's actually a couple of good ones, obviously besides Litter. Obviously we all know that Litter is just absolutely OP and is the best burst 1 character in the game, sort of, but we want to take a look at the other burst 1 characters and see whether they're actually good or not. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Nikke Goddess of Victory. If you guys want to miss out on future content on the game, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, make sure that post notification is on. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. It shows that you guys enjoyed this video. It shows the algorithm that this video is actually worth recommending, so it helps me out a lot. So go ahead and like the video. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the burst 1 characters. Actually, we just go over to here. So these are the burst 1 characters. Let's go ahead and start ranking and assessing those units. Now I will say this, in this game you really want to prioritize buffers that can buff up your damage. So I will put characters that only buff up your survivability, so giving you some HP heals. I will lower them down on the scale in terms of what you require. Maybe early on you definitely would like a healer, but later on as you're progressing and trying to do harder content, the less likely you're going to require a hard healer, and you require more supportive characters that buff up your defense, or not, buff up your attack and a little bit of heals as well. So let me go ahead and start off with Emma, which, if you guys know, Emma is a pure healer. Literally all she does is heal. Her damage isn't good, and like I said, I don't really prioritize healers too much in this game. However, early on she will help you survive a lot, so that's why I've decided to put her at B tier. So I will be ranking all these characters from S tier all the way to D tier. So with Emma over here, I would rank her as a B tier character. However, like I said, later on you definitely won't really use her just because she only provides you with heals, and later on you won't require heals too much. Next up we have Miranda, which, to be honest, I do feel like the global tier list is underrating her a little bit, but with all the buffing capabilities she has, I do feel like this character is actually very good. She is not the best burst 1 character in the game, however I do feel like her buffs are actually very nice. The only one I would think are pretty niche is the skill 1. The hit rate I don't think is too useful. However, the rest of the skill buff she has is also nice. So skill 2 buffs up your crit damage. Now right now in the game, I do believe the crit damage might be bugged or is not, because the crit damage in this game isn't as useful compared to flat out buffing your damage. From what the CN people have actually data mined, or not data mined, but research on in the game, it looks like crit damage buff or crit damage in general isn't really good in Nikke. I might be wrong, it might turn out later on it's a bug and it will fix it, but crit damage right now has been looked at really negatively at the moment compared to flat out buff for attacks. But I will still just say, in terms of in general games, crit damage buff are always amazing. So in that way, I'm going to say this is actually very good. And if you take a look at a burst skill, which I think is absolutely insane as well, burst up attack by 40% and crit damage by 56%. Now this is only for one ally, which is only the main issue I have with this character, and because of that I have to put her at A tier. I feel like everything else she provides is actually very good. I just feel like if they actually wanted to make this character a lot better, they should have just make it a AoE buff for all your allies. But even if this is just given to one ally, if you have Scarlet or you have Haran, this is going to be very useful, and I do feel like she is a solid buffer unit, so definitely an A tier unit in my opinion. Now the better supportive character in the game is Litter, because she can literally buff up attack, buff up your reduce your cooldown for burst attack, buff up your what's called ammo capacity as well, which makes her absolutely insane. So no doubt about it, she is an S tier character. Next up we have Pepper. Now Pepper is different from all the other units that buff gives HP heal. She does increase your healing. I do believe right now in the game she's currently bugged, so her healing is not the highest or the best right now, but that should be fixed later on. But she also has other utility that makes her very good for supportive role besides the heal. So as you can see, she's able to deal damage equal, she's able to reduce attack by 3.55% for one enemy. She's also, well, this is heal, so we're going to forget about that. She's also able to deal quite a bit of damage compared compared to the other healers in the game. I feel like she's the highest damage dealing healer in the game right now, which makes her actually very, very good. He's also able to stack or give us a unique buff capability, which is increased stack count of buff by 1. This is definitely unique to Pepper and makes her very, very nice. He's also able to recover HP as well. So in that regard, because her damage is good, she also has other utility besides just healing. I do feel like she is an A tier character. So Pepper, A tier. Next up, we have Exia, which in my opinion, I have actually rated her as a low tier A tier character. So very low A tier unit. She has the ability to decrease attack and defense of the enemy, which is absolutely insane, especially the defense, obviously, just to make sure you are able to deal more damage to the enemy. So that's very, very nice. The rest of her skills is just to help her deal damage. So she does have a little bit of supportive role as well, and the rest of the buff pretty much buffs her, but it does take a while for the skill 2 to actually stack. Oh wait, the burst and skill 2 to pretty much stack. So it's going to take a while before you can fully utilize her, but she is still an A tier character, just a very low A tier unit. That's Exia. Next up, we have Frema, which looks absolutely like adorable. Whenever I see this character, I feel so happy. But Freya over here, or Frema, sorry, I have put her at B tier. So let me see what she can actually do. So she basically buffs up your survivability, but like I said, I prioritize more of attack buff compared to survivability buff. But she does have one skill over here where she's able to decrease a target's defense by this amount, which is actually quite good. But the rest of the skill is more of increasing survivability and a little bit more defense buff as well. I want to put her at pretty low A tier because I did end up putting who was it? Was it her? Not you. Was it Pepper? Was it? I don't know. I can't really remember. But yeah, I do want to put her a very low tier A tier character, but I just have to put her B tier. I feel like the burst skill isn't that good. I feel like it's not that good compared to the other burst skills you could use with other burst 1 characters. I feel like, yeah, the HP max, increasing max HP by 30% is very, very good, but to be honest, compared to the other burst 1's ability or burst skill, it's not that good. So B tier character. Next up, we have Mary, who is also another healer. So you already know how I feel about healers. I will have to put her at B tier. Mary is a low B tier character because I feel like the other healers in the game are a lot better than her. For example, Emma and Pepper, both ones are better than her. But Mary is also pretty good, so I did decide to put her at low tier B tier character. Next up, we have Milk, which I had to put at a low tier A tier character because skill 1 over here is pretty good. Like the skill 1 over here is pretty good. It has a 20-second cooldown though, but this over here is definitely nice. The crit damage buff is also quite good as well. The only issue with this is the crit damage buff isn't that much compared to the other characters that do provide crit damage buff. Then the last one over here, she does have some healing capabilities, but I do feel like she is definitely a A tier worthy character, just a low tier A tier character, but very, very good to have. Especially she's kind of similar to, actually no, that unit is a burst 3 character, so ignore what I was about to say, but she's definitely good. Next up, we have Lord Miller. Now, to be honest, I think Lord Miller is an A tier character because I don't think you really need defenders right now. There's no really content that will tell you defender is a must-have. The defenders will make or break your team. Right now, you could pretty much run 2 damage dealer and the rest supportive character that can, maybe 1 unit that can increase give you HP heals, and 1 to 2 other buffers that can, you know, buff up your damage, and you're good. You don't necessarily need a tank unit or a defender unit. But let's take a look at what she can actually do. She does have the ability to reduce the defense and attack of the target by a certain percentage, however it's not by much. Next up, she does have the ability to taunt and also able to decrease the amount of damage she takes. Now if this skill 2 works, she will be absolutely amazing, but right now in the game there is currently a bug that she makes her not able to pretty much taunt, so her main kit is pretty much not active. But this is actually very, very good. Her skill 2 is absolutely amazing. Now her skill 3 over here deals damage, and she's also able to buff up defense. I do think she is an A tier character, definitely the best defender character we have in the game. That's why I decided to put her at A tier, definitely a good character. Next up, we have Yan, which I did decide to put her at B tier. Doesn't really provide too much of a good buff. The charge damage increase is good, but the rest of the buffs she provides are pretty low. As you can see, attack buff pretty low. Next one, the burst skill not really that useful in my opinion. Solid waifu, but the only really good one she has is the skill 1, and the rest of it is not really that nice. Next up we have Noise. Now Noise I put at a low tier, can't really remember, low tier B tier character. Yeah, can't really remember, but she's able to taunt, so more like a defensive unit. She's able to buff up her HP as well. Constant recovery of HP is also good, but once again, you pretty much don't require defenders or units that can taunt too much. But Ludmilla would probably be the best one. She's already at A tier. This unit also has the ability to decrease the damage done to your allies, so more of a supportive or more of a survivability buff that she has, so it doesn't really help with dealing damage. So I do feel like she is definitely going to be a low tier B tier character. Definitely a good waifu, but yeah, in terms of increasing your damage, doesn't provide you with too much. Next up we have Volume. Definitely an A tier character, able to increase your attack, able to decrease your cooldown of your burst skill, and she's also able to increase your crit rate by a lot. So that are the main use for Volume, and not only that, she's just an amazing waifu, so definitely an A tier character. And I believe the last character we have to look at is Rapunzel, which I do believe has one of the most unique and niche skill. That's not niche, actually, unique is the right word. The fact that she's able to recover or revive a character, resurrect a character. But if there is PvP content, this character over here with the ability to resurrect a character will be absolutely insane. The rest of the skill she has is more of a survivability character. But I do feel like the fact that she has this niche ability or unique ability to resurrect a character just instantly puts her at the A tier. But you might not necessarily require her right now, but in the future definitely going to be very, very useful to have. So that is what I wanted to talk about with Rapunzel as well. So those are all the SSR best 1 characters, the best being Lita, followed by Volume, followed by Ludmilla, followed by the rest of the other characters. So tell me down in the comment section whether or not you guys disagree or agree with me. I feel like every SSR character in this game are useful, so I don't feel like they deserve to be any lower than B tier. But that is all I wanted to talk about. It's been your boy AC Gamer. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm out.